Okay, so now we're going to review all three centers, kind of put them all together, see them all in random orders and how they relate, how they different, all that stuff. So given only the image, we're going to identify the triangle center shown. All right, so like looking at this one right here, notice how S is a midpoint, U is a midpoint, and T is a midpoint. So notice how we got a bunch of midpoints, and not only that, but the midpoint connects to the opposite angle. All right. So that means Q, U, that's a U. Let me redraw that weird looking U. Q, U, R, S, and P, T are medians. All right. So we identified we have medians. Thus, will sound very smart. Thus, V is the centroid, because that's how the centroid is formed by the medians. So really, like, the punchline of what we're doing right now is like, oh, that's a median. We realize that. Well, all the medians form centroids. All right, so that's kind of the punchline. This one's a little different. All right, so it's not specifically telling you what these are. So it's not really what the lines we're looking at, but we're looking at the circle. Circle D is an inscribed circle. And a fun fact about inscribed circles, it's the largest triangle, or excuse me, it's the largest circle in a triangle. So we kind of used the shapes shorthand. So we identified we got the largest circle inside of a triangle. Point D is an inscribed circle. So that's going to force, thus, D is an end center. All right. And then we can talk about the blue lines, but we're going to talk about those actually later on. We'll kind of go over that. So don't you worry about exactly what the blue lines are quite yet. Now in this next one, what do we got going on? All right. Yes, this point is a midpoint. This point is a midpoint. And this point is also a midpoint. We can tell by the tick marks. Okay, cool. However, there's more information. Not only are those points midpoints, but look how they're perpendicular. All right. So I can say these, let me pick a different color. These red lines are perpendicular bisectors. All right, so what does that mean? It means thus the center is a circumcenter. All right, and then what's so cool about circumcenters, and I forgot to write some things about the other one, but circumcenters are equidistant to all three vertices. That says vertices. I kind of ran out of room. Okay, it's equidistant to all three vertices. So this center, every point on the triangle, and that's why the circumcircle goes through all three angles. And I think that's all I need to write for that. this last one, these lines, so this is going to kind of emphasize some other things I was talking about. These lines are angle bisectors. All right, actually, let me do it like this. We'll just do it to the line. So these purple lines are angle bisectors. So they're actually a center. They form a center we already talked about. Point P in this case is another end center. And something I forgot to talk about last time about end centers is that end centers are equidistant to all three sides. All right, that's why in the one you see above of the end center, why we have the circle touching all three sides. The end center would touch all three sides. All right. So that's kind of a nice review of the three centers. In the next videos, we're going to play a game called Sometimes, Always, Never.